Everybody, welcome to the Thursday night stream. It's Francis. I don't know why I always throw my hands up like this. Probably because I just don't know what to do with my hands most of the time. Generally, I am on a podcast and I'm not having to interact and look you in the eye and figure out something, but I don't want to just keep it down here. I don't know. But I always just do this. So get used to that. It's going to continue. It's your Thursday Night Live. I'm not fucking knock my shit off my desk here. Had some good content this week. If you missed it, it is out there, but we're going to talk a little bit about it here as well. I like to kind of do these every Thursday night. If you haven't seen one of these, the timing varies based on when my child goes to sleep. So we were late at my parents' house for dinner, and then we did that Midwest thing where you're trying to say goodbye, and it takes 35 minutes because we had, they had another guest over there, one of my old teachers from grade school, and my daughter didn't leave, and then she gets home, she's all fucking wired. So I would love to tell you like 9 o'clock Central Time each time, but sometimes I do it 8:30 because she falls asleep and I want to knock it out so I can go like watch TV or go work on something else. So Thursday nightish. If you miss it, if you're watching this on Twitter, you miss it. The YouTube channel always has these up on it as well. So please subscribe to us on YouTube. We are trying our best to get those Tim Pool numbers, to get that Ben Shapiro number, so we can start selling brain pills like like we were meant to do. Unfortunately, now all I do is we have under 400 subscribers, and I sell soaps online and crocheted unicorn butt coasters that my wife makes. So, I mean, I guess I don't know if that's the leftist thing to sell handmade crafts and have a low ranking YouTube, but fuck it, it's what I got. It's what I got, and it's mine. And god damn it, I'm proud of it. So, no hate on that. So this week we talked about. So I don't know if you've been hearing. What with all of our domestic fuckery, we're actually somewhat making some headway in Afghanistan to not be doing war anymore. I know it's exciting, it's new, and it's exciting. Is it going to happen? Are we going to do it? Are we not going to do it? If you don't know the history of us and the Taliban, other than the whole war thing, the Taliban told us, after 9/11, they said, hey, if you guys come on over here, we'll give you bin Laden, because despite what every dipshit out there, who uses the Taliban and Al Qaeda as interchangeable, they're not the same. That's why there's two fucking names to it. It's not one's not like a subsidiary of. It's not like Nestle and then fucking Ice Mountain or some shit like that. There's actually there's a separation there. Because the Taliban is like actually in Afghanistan, and Al Qaeda and all of the and 15 of the 19, along with fucking rich boy Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden is basically Kid Rock of Afghanistan. He's a guy who he's in the mountains and he's doing all this guerrilla warfare. He's a rich Saudi asshole, just like most rich Saudis are assholes. So the Taliban said, hey, we'll give him up because we don't want any of this. However, they said they wanted to have representation in the central government. America said, no, we're not going to do that. And so, because America thinks it has big dick energy, and what it really has is like real fucking limp dick energy. Like America's like, like at this point in the war, America is like, we have a huge dick, and we just can't get it up. Like, you just got like 8 inches of nothing flopping back and forth down there. You can't do anything with it. And it's like, if you look at it like, oh, that's impressive on paper, but like, what can you do with it? Nothing? You gotta tie a popsicle stick to it to fucking do anything? Well, then what the fuck is the point of this? So, that is where America, big dick energy is. So, Bin Laden, they wanted to give him up. We said, no, go fuck yourselves. We get our asses handed to us because nobody in America can read a history book and see how wars in Afghanistan generally go. Not well for anybody who's not an Afghan. To be fair, it doesn't go well for the local populace very much as well. But if you're going to talk, head-to-head guerrilla warfare, it doesn't go well. If you want more information on something like that, go listen to the Lions Led by Donkeys podcast, in which Joe does 7 episodes about the Soviets in Afghanistan and just the amount of fuckery and dead bodies that came back from that. Which actually he and I have a bonus episode coming out that should be next week. So on the Patreon, patreon.com/hell of a way to die. $5 a month gets you on that. He and I talk about the book Boys in Zinc, or Zinky Boys, depending on our translation, about stories from the first-hand account stories of the Soviets post-war. Actually, during the war, some of those stories came. So anyway, Taliban, we're back at the negotiation tables with the Taliban. There's talk about, troop drawdown. Like, ooh, we're going to leave Afghanistan. They're talking about, like, going from 14,000 to 9,000. Everybody in an advise and assist role, which, doesn't mean shit. As long as we're still there, we're still getting fucking killed. And you got people who, fucking lo and behold, the Cheney family once again fucking rears its goddamn Hydra head. And Liz Cheney comes out of nowhere. Oh, can't do this, can't do that. We got to do. Or the people of Wisconsin or wherever the fuck, the Wyoming, whatever fucking square ass state that she managed to fucking squirm her way into to become a representative. Can't do that. Can't do any of this. Can't do because we have to protect the girls and the women of Afghanistan. Which, do not get me wrong, I am very much all about protecting the girls and the women of Afghanistan. However, I don't think that anything that we're doing is protecting the girls and the women of Afghanistan, or anybody in Afghanistan for that matter. I honestly believe that, like, if we could go back in time, if we could do a lessons learned right now, and fucking shove a general into with a massive AAR binder, shove him into a DeLorean and shoot him back to 2000, September 12th, 2001, and say, go teach them how to do this correctly, we would have been done fairly quickly. And that's not in a, like, and I mean, maybe not, because, again, even back then, we were still fucking, us and the Saudis were still balls deep into each other, so, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have fucking mattered. More than likely, actually, it wouldn't have fucking mattered, but anyway, Liz Cheney is trying to sabotage this, and we're not gonna do treaties and everything. It's like, does anybody, like, when a Cheney of any fucking kind, who for some reason is not, like, chained to a wall in The Hague, says anything about war, like, does anybody take them fucking seriously other than, like, other garbage-ass warmongers? Does, like, a normal human being who paid any attention in the last 20 years be like, oh, yeah, we really should. I mean, and maybe that is the way it goes, because Americans have no ability to think, like, before 2016. When we're going to be looking at eras of America, there's going to be an era that, like, starts September 12th, 2001, and ends November 6th, 2016. That's an era right there of Bush and Obama, and then we get into this fucking whatever the fuck we got going on now. Because there's a pre-9/11 and now there's a post-2016. And there's a lot in between there in that era that is not being remembered by a lot of people. So, maybe it's not for the best for any of that. But fuck a Cheney, man. Fuck all of them. I don't even care. There's a baby Cheney, little Jimmy Cheney. He's 2 years old. Fuck that dipshit. He's gonna grow up to probably be an asshole anyway. So I don't give a fuck about what a Cheney's got to say. Possibly seditious. What I'm saying there, I don't know. I'm just really tired of the war. I'm real fucking tired of it. I think everybody is. I think, like, a lot of people, like, have pushed it to the back of their mind because, honestly, there's so much other bullshit that's happening. I mean, everybody's got other things to worry about than a war, right? A war that literally doesn't really affect anyone. Like, when has the Iraq or Afghan war affected any of you other than, like, oh, I saw a tweet that another person died there. Like, we're not losing people in the way that we lost them in Vietnam, but also we're not really gaining anything. There's no, like, it's just like an occasional reminder, like, oh, we're still doing freedom there, huh? Okay, I guess, and I often think back to that quote, on a whiteboard. You ever see the picture on the whiteboard, like some Marines wrote on a whiteboard that says, the America is not at war. The U.S. Marines are at war. America's at the mall. Well, guess what, motherfucker? All the malls are closed now. So all we're doing now is the Marines and the Army are at war, and America is slowly fading and just screaming louder and louder internally. That's becoming externally as we hurtle towards the oceans boiling away and a horrible recession that nobody's prepared for. I know I'm not. I don't have any savings. You know what I have? I have more debt. I have more credit on some debt that I can do. So if it comes down to it, maybe I can go more in debt. How fun is that going to be? I'm never going to be out of debt. Probably some of you are never going to be out of debt too. How wonderful does that make everybody feel? But anyway, let's not continue on a downer. Let's move on to what we've got coming up. So it is the middle of August. I have about 5 or 6 good submissions to the zine. I'm going to be going through those, me, and then I've got another person that's going to go through, mark them up, do some editing, lay out and design everything, and then we're going to send it out. I've got 2 stickers that are going to be coming. One I just ordered today because the company that I buy from every once in a while is just like, hey, 50 stickers for fucking $20. Hell yeah, give me that deal. Then I've got let me see these. These are going to be everybody on the $10 level is going to get some of these. There it is. This says stickers that you can put anywhere, and you can make social commentary about anything. Point it to your favorite urinal. Point it to some socialist or racist shit that you find out on your local lamppost. I don't know, but you can stick that shit anywhere. And more than likely, I'm going to order a bunch of those and just like fucking everyone, because I want you to use them. I want those things to be everywhere. I want to see everywhere I go. I want to see like, oh, this mall closed. That says a lot about society. So those are going to be going out. We got a new patch that's coming out. I think we're going to try to do like a patch of the month. This one's going to be an iron-on. I'm going back and forth about what kind of backing to do on it. We did Velcro on the first one, iron-on. You can do no backing, just to sew on, but I wanted to give people, like, I don't know. This was an iron-on. You can go and, like, get some hook and cut it and iron it onto it or whatever. So, I don't know. But that's going to be an Area 51 veteran patch that's going to be coming. We have it on shirts as well on Teespring. You can find the links to all of that on hellofawaytodie.com. Again, still trying to get out of this fucking house. Hopefully next month I'm going to be closing on the next house, and it's going to be going. But the thing is I actually became really good at mailing because of my craft store. So I might just kind of move forward on doing the other patches. So those Gadsden no step on SNCC patches, those are probably going to start appearing in the store. Maybe some buttons. I'll get these went out in the last zine, so if you didn't get one of these, the Posadism Platoon ones there. I haven't done any enamel pins yet. That's one thing that I'm kind of looking into. May want to do some of those, but there's just there's a lot coming. There's a lot more stuff that I want to do. I really want to branch out. Like I love our Patreons. I think we do well on the Patreon, but I want to do more because I talk to people all the time that are not like really podcast listeners, and I just tell them what I do on the podcast. Like, oh, that's really cool. How do I support you? Or what do you guys do? Is there anything that I can buy? And it's like, well, there's Teespring, which is a complicated fucking store to go find. But also there's merchant. Like we can do some kind of merchandise. So it's going to start small and it's going to get a little bit bigger. Hopefully, my goal is to become grunt style without all the bootlicking racism. That is the eventual what I'm kind of shooting for. So that's going to be coming up. Bonus episodes coming up. Like I said, I recorded an episode with Joe Kasabian from Lions Led by Donkeys. Yesterday, recorded an episode with Brock Wilbur about the game Spec Ops Line. I know I'm setting up something to do with Cynthia Bethea, Nate's wife, where we're going to watch Coming to America, Eddie Murphy classic movie that I've never seen, but I've been desperately wanting to watch. So that's a good excuse to watch it. And yeah, we've got a lot more stuff coming up. I've been trying to reach out to some more politicians. because I think we do a lot of. Sorry, my fucking dog probably thinks I'm up here talking to another person. I want to do more political people. So if you have like contact with anybody, let us know. DM me at ArmyStrang, or you can email us at sergeantjoker at hellofawaytodie.com. I the only people I have access to are other like Missouri politicians, which is great for me. I love talking to all the Missouri Democratic Socialists. Not necessarily going to be out there for everybody else. Like I really want to talk to the guy that's running against Duncan Hunter. So that's going to be a guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but look him up. He's real fucking handsome. He's quite a snack, and he's like only 30, so he's pretty great. Hey, here's my dog. What's up, Stella? No, you want to be on the live? Anyway, so yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Jesus Christ, dog. Get back. Get out of here. Get. Fucking yanking my lamp around. Stop. Here. She's only going to be happy if her head is in my lap. There we go, baby. There we go. So anyway, thank you all for watching this on YouTube. However you choose to support us, even if it's just following us and telling your friends, we highly appreciate all of the support. We're slowly getting bigger and bigger. Every month we're getting more people listening, more people asking us questions and wanting to be involved in stuff, and that is pretty awesome. So if whatever, like I said, whatever support that you all give us, and feed this poor little dog, give to the Patreon so Stella can have more treats. Anyway, thank you all, and we'll talk to you next week.